Every single person in every single corner of this community, regardless of what they look like, or where they came from, or how they worship, or whom they love, where every single person in every single corner of this community has the opportunity right here to live a great Canadian life. And that is an unbelievably special thing, but it's something that we have to continue to fight for. And we have to continue to fight for every single day. When we look at what's going on in Quebec right now, for example, with this so-called Charter of Values, we learned very quickly that this wonderful community that we've created together is a fragile one. That all it takes is one power-hungry politician pulling on one thread of intolerance, and that can unravel this great pluralistic society that we've created together. So every one of us has to recommit ourselves every day to fighting for multiculturalism, to fighting for pluralism, to making sure that every single kid in this community has that great opportunity. And today, I hope that as we celebrate the great accomplishments of Nigerian Canadians, we can recommit ourselves to that fight every single day. And it means working hard to help the Nigerian Canadian Association of Calgary and all of our compatriots in the Nigerian community and the West African communities. But it also means making sure that we resist the urge to be insular, that we resist the urge to keep to ourselves. And we make sure that, as all Calgarians have been doing, we use our own two hands, our minds, and our hearts to make the broader community stronger every single day. Let me just be indulgent for a minute. This summer is a summer that we will never ever forget in this city. It was 107 days ago. 107 days ago that we experienced the greatest natural disaster in our history. And here we are only 107 days later at this annual gala celebrating Nigerian Canadians, and that is amazing. And the reason that we've been able to do that is twofold. Number one is the extraordinary, extraordinary work of all of our public servants. Some of my colleagues from the Calgary Police Service are here. They were front and center for these 107 days. The Calgary Fire Department, bylaw services, our colleagues in the provincial government, particularly EMS and Alberta Health Services, our colleagues in the federal government, including the Canadian Forces. But I gotta say, in particular, my 20,000 colleagues in the city of Calgary. From fire and police, to the people who keep our water clean, to the people who drive our buses, to the people who build our roads. I did ask them if they could rebuild the Cloud Trail in one day after a flood. What's with all the other construction projects? They said they're all provincial roads. Anyway, all of those people. And God bless the garbage men for the extraordinary work that they did. And I gotta tell you, we are blessed. We are blessed to live in a place where government works, where our public servants go to work every day to keep us safe and to make our communities better. But I know that none of my public servant colleagues would begrudge me in saying that public service is easier because of the extraordinary, extraordinary citizens that we serve. And we've always known this. We've always known that this is a community of volunteerism. This is a community where people look after one another. But we've never known it as much as we have in the last 107 days. Every single person figured out a way to use their own two hands, their own hearts, in order to make the community better. And so, I always, when I take a stage like this, I want to highlight and give you an opportunity to express your gratitude to the great volunteers who put this event on today. The great people who work at the Nigerian Canadian Association of Calgary. But when I invite you to express your gratitude for all the volunteers in this community, I want you to do something even a little more special. I want you to express your gratitude for all the volunteers everywhere in Calgary, Southern Alberta, who work every single day to make our community better. So let's hear it for the volunteers from the association and for all volunteers. I also want to say congratulations to all the award winners tonight who honor us by their very excellence, showing just how possible it is for an immigrant community to excel in every possible way. Congratulations to all of them. And before I leave the stage, I would be remiss in my duty as a politician if I didn't remind you there's an election in 2 weeks. So you have another duty. When I say fight for this community, the easiest and best way to fight for this community, the absolute fundamental act of community building, is to take that little pencil between your thumb and your forefinger and mark an X on a ballot for the politician of your choice. So all of you, I hope you'll promise me today, not only are you going to vote, are you going to vote? Yep. But you're going to drag other people to vote too, right? And for those of you who are parents, I have a special request. If you have children, bring them with you to vote. Show them the kind of place we live in, just how important democracy is, and make sure that they can't wait until they turn 18 and they have a chance to do it themselves. Thank you all very much. Have a wonderful night.